Hello everybody. As some of you might know, I'm Hartaida. I run and operate Itsy Klein. And some of you might not know, my only hobby is not clay. So I do a wide range of hobbies, and the intention of this video is to sort of reset the purpose of my channel because I feel like it's been very much clay focused over the last while, just because of fit for purposeness, I suppose, because the videos was driven from a perspective of making it for a local makers clay group that I am still running. But I do think that the intention and the vibe of the clay group has shifted a little bit, which does allow me some freedom in terms of what I do with this channel. So that I know a lot of you follow me because you like clay stuff, but it might be that you like other stuff as well, because I do a lot of things. So you might notice next to me this implement is a weaving loom. I also spin yarn, I knit, I crochet, I sew and embroider and cross stitch and everything in between with relation to fiber arts. The clay is actually the outlier because I use it to augment my other hobbies. It isn't something that also spin off other hobbies the way that my fiber arts does. So with that reintroduction out the way, let me set the intention of my channel going forward. I do enjoy teaching people stuff. I do enjoy hearing your feedback when you've made stuff using my tutorials. So I very much would like to continue that trend, but also share a little bit in terms of my own artistic journey, if I can call it that, because I feel that there's a lot of behind the scenes and thought processes and mental work that goes into a project that people don't necessarily see. And all of that stuff is important to get a great project. And I think that if I can show a little bit of those behind the scenes, I might be able to help others with their own thought processes, especially people still busy learning, because learning those thought processes takes time and error, trial and error. So if I can take the trial out and some of the error, hopefully, it means that you can get to better projects faster. So, yes. So, with that in mind, um, I have a large yarn stash, as you can see behind me. I have recently put them all into Ziploc bags because I found a fish moth in my garage and I found a fish moth in here. It was two singular fish moths, but me being very paranoid went ultra paranoid. So I think that somebody else close by me has a potential fish moth infestation and it might be migrating and searching. So I would like to minimize the potential for that as much as possible. But this whole scare has also inspired me to think a little bit differently about my stash. So, beginning of 2020, I had no stash, nothing to speak of. I had the yarn that I had very strict projects for that might have been still waiting for the project to start as I'm finishing my current project, but there wasn't a lot of them. There was like maybe 5 or 6 skeins that was living this sort of pre-project life. And yeah, then 2020 happened. You couldn't buy yarn anywhere. And I was so grateful that I did have a large stash of quilting cotton, because I do like to make handbags and doodle with my fabrics. So I don't like just a strict one fabric garment. um, so yeah, because of that, I had quite a large stash that wasn't pieces that is enough to make garments out of, but it was certainly enough to make masks out of. And that joy that I experienced of having the capability to make masks for my immediate community as well as some people at my work when times was tough and you couldn't find good masks. Like you could find very cheap, low grade quality masks, maybe if you're lucky, or no masks at all if you're not lucky. So I really enjoyed that flexibility, which is why my stash has grown so much, because I felt like it afforded me flexibility, but I think that I've gone too far overboard to the other side. And having had discussions with AJ, my good friend, and watching a video with her from Nitty Netty around her stash journey in 2022, where she went from, I think it was something like 40 something skeins down to just one, and how her plan going forward is to basically buy for projects the way that I used to manage my stash before, was very appealing to me, because what I found with having this large stash is that you buy yarn because you think it's pretty in this moment, but then when it comes to making a project, you would rather go and look for new yarn or different yarn or a perceived to be better yarn, especially when it comes to like variegated yarns where you're working with a very detailed cabled pattern. You can't really go with a highly variegated, wildly jumping, colorful yarn, because all of that detail is going to be swallowed by the colors. And I tend to be the bright person when I buy stuff. So there's quite a lot of schemes that is highly variegated, and I absolutely love them. No intention to just let them sail off into the river, for lack of a better analogy. I would love to make something with them, because all of them are bought for the intention of making garments for myself or somebody that I know that's close to me. So that does mean that I am thinking a bit differently about my stash, in that I started making projects using my stash and augmenting a little bit with bought yarn. And I hope to continue that trend into 2023. I know myself, if I tell myself, you're not allowed to buy yarn anymore, then I'm going to buy all the yarn, stick it to the man, even if the man is yourself. So yeah, I definitely want to make my stash smaller. So that is a big goal for 2023. The other big goal for 2023 in terms of my creative journey is the 36912 challenge. So I'll link the video below, but I've started a channel with my friend AJ, mentioned before, and the two of us is running this 36912 challenge, where you choose a craft for each number, or a thing you want to make, or an idea or a concept or whatever it is, very open-ended, no rules at all kind of thing, and you then create that many of the thing or do that many of the thing. So I've seen in the community there's a bunch of people that would like to do like 3 make-alongs or attend 6 socials or something like that, which I find very fascinating, because the examples that I thought of by myself was like using certain techniques for a thing or making certain amounts of a craft. So my personal 36912 is that I want to write and publish 3 of my own patterns. Then I want to create larger scale projects, so 6 of those larger scale projects that uses 1,000 meters or more of yarn, which sounds scary to those who don't know yarn, but some of them is like 400 meters a skein, so it's like 3 skeins. It's not that much. And then the number 9 is that I want to create 9 woven items. So this won't necessarily be a scarf or something woven on my bigger looms, but it might be something like a wall hanging that might be woven in a embroidery hoop even, or a frame. I'm busy with one in a frame, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited, but I'm getting sidetracked. Back on track, Hat Trader. And then for my number 12, I want to spin 12 skeins of yarn. So when I lay it out like that, it totally sounds achievable to me, and that is absolutely by design, because I want to hit these targets. I don't want to challenge myself to do something outside of what I think is achievable. I don't want this to be hard. And if you do want to participate in a challenge, by all means, please go ahead. We'll definitely cheer you on, even if it's polymer clay related, even if it's completely unrelated to absolutely anything else. An example that AJ made, which is very interesting to me, is dot art, for example. Diamond dot art, because that's something I've never explored before. So yeah, please do join us. There is no rules, there's no limiting to crafting types, there's no nothing. It's just a fun creative challenge to play along in. And then yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, because I feel like with my tutorials they're like 45 minutes to an hour, and I think that a lot of people skip over a bunch of stuff. And yeah, but yeah, I'm very excited for this year. I'm very excited for what is to come, and I am very much looking forward to having a more mindful intention towards this channel, as well as towards my making in general. So thank you for joining me on the journey. I look forward to having you here. Don't forget to like this video. If you do like this type of content and want to see more of it, then by all means, that's how you communicate to me. Otherwise, leave a comment below with exact detail of what you want to see, because I am totally keen of teaching a whole bunch of stuff. It doesn't matter what you want to learn. If you want to learn how a spinning wheel works, pop a comment. I'll do the video, I promise. And yeah, follow for more content like this. I'll see you guys later. Bye.